everybody. Today we're doing messages from Kalima. I've been having visions of her the past few days. So I thought I would do this reading to see if the messages resonate for other people also. So we have three decks. One is Standard Tarot. The second one I have is the Shiv Kali Oracle cards, and the third one is the Female Archangel Oracle deck. So let's see what messages we have. I don't do a lot of these readings, so I'm feeling a little bit of shy. So if so, do let me know if you have any feedback for me, uh, so I can make probably readings that resonate more with you going forward. And we'll see what's the message for us. We have Adi Yogi, blessings of yoga knowledge from the first guru. Connect with your inner self. Okay, so some of you are meditating, some of you are trying to build a connection with the divine, some of you are trying to establish a how do I say this? I don't want to say relationship, but in any case, you to like channel messages from the divine, you first need to like establish a channel, establish a clear way to communicate, right? Yes, we do get signs, we do get symbols, but signs I get will be different from the signs you get and from the signs a third person gets. So we all have our own way of connecting with the divine, and right now I feel the people watching this reading are in the process of building that connection, in the process of learning to recognize, notice the signs, and learning to understand how they apply to their lives. And the second card we have is blessings of a long life. So you've been praying for your health, or you've been struggling uh, with your health, and I think the reason for that is may have been the reason for that may have been the severe connection between you and your higher self, your higher divine presence that you pray to, or divinity in general. And when you're like distant from divinity in any form, some of us pray to gods, others believe in higher self, others some people believe in different gods, right? And whatsoever you believe in, even if that's yourself, even if you don't really resonate with any specific form of divinity and you just revere divinity in general, even in that case, I feel the reason for you maybe not doing as well as you wanted to in your life, in terms of your health, in terms of your well-being, in terms of everything and anything really, is that there's a distance between you and divinity, and the distance between you and maybe your own higher self. Because sometimes, yeah, I do see that you get the signs, and I feel because the connection is just like in the very very initial stages, I have, and sometimes you may not really believe the messages that you receive, and I also have a sense that some of you are like turning to divinity because of some health issues or because of some issues in your life, and I think that's how most people, especially in this day and age, find God. That's what really a spiritual awakening is. You go through something chaotic, something that makes you question your reality, and then in your quest to find answers to your questions, you find you're able to like distance yourself from the mundane day-to-day reality, and are then able to like go into yourself and uh, um, go into meditation, maybe, or at least reflect for long enough for you to gain that perspective of why things the way they were. And I feel that's what you're being guided to. Maybe something in your life is not working out the way you want it to, something in your life may not be the way you expected it to, and that's causing a little bit of disappointment, a little bit of heartache. And the guidance from your guide is to just zoom out and just relax. Know that they're after you, that they're taking care of you. Know that they have your back, know that you're not alone, and know that nothing really can happen without the consent, explicit consent of your guides. And yes, sometimes things don't really work out the way we want them to, and that's not because they're not meant to work out. That's just because sometimes we have lessons to learn. And know that you will not be harmed. One second, I'm trying to find the page in the guidebook of this particular card. I feel a lot of the readings I do are kind of clumsy, which is why I don't really like doing them. But it's my fucking calling apparently. So, sorry. I love doing readings. It's just that they're clumsy, and I don't know how to improve that. We have card number 40, perspective, zoom out and relax. Always have fresh eyes. By staying in divine innocence, it's easier to zoom out of challenges and gain a higher perspective. Sometimes human life is filled with so much hype and drama that we can feel like we need to battle something or someone. Yet what incites conflict is exactly what can bring resolution. Perspective. The key to rise beyond the reactive frame of mind to come back to source. The key to rise beyond a reactive frame of mind to come back into source perspective. To do this, the angels are guiding you to zoom out of the situation. As you stand back, uh, you'll be able to see all the viewpoints and minimize what once felt insurmountable with compassion and grace. Know that you can still care um, and be lovingly detached. By staying neutral, you can also give the best of support to others, trust that everything is working itself out, and creative solutions are flowing in. Other card meanings: don't sweat the small stuff, consult your higher self, find common ground, let down your defenses, see the other person perspectives, trust and surrender. If you can't let go of a situation or person but you are ready to, write the issue or person's name on a small piece of paper and put this in your freezer. Literally let everything cool off to facilitate the best resolve for all concerned. Look to the imagery of this card, then come into a meditative state. Breathe deeply. The gold ray into your heart. Breathe in gold and breathe out gold, giving yourself the permission to fully relax now. Feel into the edge of your aura, sensing your guardian angels awaiting you there. Together, begin to raise your awareness upward, moving out of your body, float up into the sky, above the clouds, and out of Earth's atmosphere. Floating into the deep, dark expanse of the cosmos, you experience a sense of comfort and safety. Along with your guardian angel, sit on the hay blue shown in the card. Rest a while to enjoy this vast golden landscape, a place that will always welcome you when you want a time out or to align with creative solutions. As you look back to the earth, begin to gain a greater perspective of current situations in your life, sense the reason for their manifestation and the means to bring their resolve. Float back into your body when you're ready to close. Thank you, angels. Through fresh eyes, it's easy for me to relax. I know that everything always works out for me. So, yeah, whatever it is that's not working out for you, which to me feels like maybe a health issue or something that's resulted from a misalignment. Uh, I feel it's time. There are lessons that you still need to learn with the perspective card. There are things that you still need to figure out. And yeah, sometimes that can feel like a harsh message because sometimes uh, it's not easy to zoom out and just think of the positive, especially when everything in your life seems to be falling apart, right? But we have the Queen of Swords, we have the King of Wands. So you're definitely learning to rise above the limitations of your own mind, limitations of your own reality, and you're definitely rising above the anxiety, the stress, the fear which may have haunted your reality for some time now. And I feel the way to do that is simply to just embrace the conflict and gain the perspective of why things are happening the way they are. I feel there are lessons that you still need to learn. Um, you may be rushing into something, or you may want to rush into something that you were not really ready for. And I feel that's what's creating the impatience, the anger, the frustration, the pain. For some of you, it may be about love. You may be hoping to get involved in a connection, and that's just not happening for you right now, which is causing you to feel frustrated. For others of you, it may be more to do with some guidance that you're waiting to receive, but you feel that you're not able to receive it right now. Any kind of communication that you feel that you need to receive but you haven't received yet, and it just feels that life is being too harsh to you by not aligning you with this. The message for you is that sometimes things just don't work out the way you want them to, and that's not to say that they will never work out or they will not make you happy when they do. It's just that sometimes life needs a little bit of extra time to help you align you to opportunities that are really good for you. And yeah, there's an internal conflict which you're trying to resolve by you know drowning. Like sometimes we choose to drown in love to just avoid our reality, and that love may be romantic love, that may be the desire of romantic love, that love may just be appreciation, it may be fame, it may be self you know um grandiose, right? So I feel some of you are really trying to manifest a connection, and that's not really happening. Others of you are trying to manifest some kind of communication, and that's not happening. And the reason for that is that there is an internal conflict in your heart which you have not yet resolved. Maybe you did engage in a romantic connection with someone who did not really treat you right, and which caused you to lose a lot of your self-confidence, belief in yourself, which made you make a lot of rash decisions. Again, rash does not mean sudden. Rash can be well thought out stupid decisions which we didn't really take the time to understand and ourselves, or understand like higher perspective. So some of you may have taken a decision to just not trust the other gender, and somehow you still want a connection. Some of you have just maybe decided to uh, not trust the source from which you're expecting communication. Well, if you're not going to trust it, how is it going to come? That's my question to you. Some of you may be struggling with the money, with the abundance card. Step into overflow, and I feel the key to manifest uh, this communication or this abundance that you've been desiring for some time now is to stop rushing into situations that you know will not make you happy. And yeah, sometimes it can feel frustrating, like I'm already patient, I've been patient for this long, how much more do I need to wait? Well, a little bit more, really. But some of you are struggling to find yourself, struggling with your self-esteem, essentially struggling to find clarity uh, over what you want. And I feel the key to this clarity also is to just stop believing in stories that you know are not true. Stop believing the lies that you keep telling yourself. Stop questioning yourself. Stop. Whatever it is that you're doing, you're being too harsh on yourself. Maybe you may be just criticizing yourself a little bit more than necessary, and that's what's blocking you from attracting a new reality, because you're too busy putting yourself down to notice when other people are or interested in you. Some of you went through a lot of heartache, a lot of heartbreak. Some of you were left in the dark. Some of you, I think all of you were hurt in some capacity, which is why you're watching this reading right now. Um, but I feel some of you were abandoned, some of you were hurt, some of you had nobody to help you navigate a tough situation. Others of you had people, but those people were not really best for you either, and which is what's making you a little bit cynical, which is what's making you a little bit skeptical, right? And if you are skeptical, you can't really expect to find your true love. If you don't trust anyone, how will you trust your true love, even if it does show up tomorrow? So I feel you were definitely hurt in your past in some capacity, and that hurt made you emotionally unstable, emotionally unable to believe in good things, unable to believe that things can change. And I think the universe, Kalima, now wants you to release. I think you've been punishing yourself in some way. Uh, sometimes we're just cruel to ourselves, and I feel you've been punishing yourself in some way. Maybe you don't really allow yourself to be who you really are. You don't really allow yourself to engage in hobbies, or you use hobbies to almost avoid dealing with what you really want. And I feel the clarity you need right now, the answers you need right now will come to you once you're able to release the inner critic, once you're able to release the expectation of doom, really, that what you keep expecting, uh, right? There is a need to build a strong foundation. I feel you're learning to empower yourself. You're learning to command the forces of the universe to like change events in a favorable way. I feel like this goes back to the first message that we got. You're just learning to engage with energy, you're just learning to build the connection with the divine, and you're learning to command the forces of the universe, and you're learning to understand your own power. You're learning what you are and are not capable of, and uh, it's just going to take some time before you're able to like say no to the inner critic and are able to finally understand and embrace the new reality which Kalima is trying to bring into your life, wherein you are aligned with opportunities that support your soul's growth, wherein you're aligned with opportunities that help you feel genuinely empowered. And I think that's what I have for you today. Thank you. Bye bye.